Yo, this is Priest Da Nomad, aka Mr. Move Something, and this is my episode of the Green Room Sessions. Yeah. Yeah, so the process of me getting this thing together, my process is always getting with beat makers first, producers, beat makers, and I say both as producers who are in their own right and produce and do their own music and work with artists, and they really take over artists' project. I get with those cats. Shout out to my man Roddy Rod, one of the first cats I got with, who got probably the most production on the album. I got with him first, and I go through beats and I hear things, and usually when I listen to beats, I'm an engineer, so I hear sonically, I can hear things and potential in things, or I can hear instruments, so say, okay, I can bring that out, or I can add live musicianship, keyboard players, keyboard parts, horn parts, or whatever to it. And so I hear that in the beat a lot of times, and I'll get an idea based on that, or I'll get a melody right then and there, and I'm like, no, oh, there's something there, I need this beat. So that's the process. So I got with, I think, Rod first, my man Unknown, who is doing this thing, and then later on came Kev Brown, John Lane, those cats. So the way I work with beat makers, I work with them as writers. So I basically get the beat from them, I use them as a writer, they give me the beat, they walk away, and then I go through the process of producing that. If I hear live bass or I hear keyboard parts or whatever, I enlist musicians to play over the stuff, and especially as we get the song to develop, a lot of times I'll write the hooks for vocalists and everything. So working with major label producers and vocal producers who know how to stack vocals with R&B, folks like Drew Hill and all those cats that I worked with at Omega Studios. So that's just my ear. So I hear that. So that's the process of me coming up, those templates, and then writing, and then getting the extra writing music-wise over top of that, and then of course mixing myself and stuff. So yeah. They're cool. I mean, it's just, it's work. I like the result. I definitely like the result. I think we've done some really creative videos as far as pivotal videos. Can't Lose the Soul was pivotal. It was multiple generations of DC hip hop. What was going on with Don't Mute DC, that's part of it. I think that was like the last documentation of the Black Broadway alley that we shot it in. They painted over the mural after that. More gentrification stuff. The new one, the video that we just released a couple weeks ago, Try It, my third single off the album, was real fun. We was up in the ski resorts doing that nice winter video. It's a challenge. It's work, it's a challenge, but it's like I said, it's all about the results, and it's all about bringing the best that you can possibly do to the people, I think. So, I try to do more than just the regular. Like, I don't want to just do what everybody else is doing. I want to really make things special, special as our resources allow. And a lot of times you can if you're just creative enough. You don't necessarily have to have a huge budget if you just take the time to be creative and think of scenarios and locations that are unlikely, you know what I mean? So that part of it is fun, and the result, and see how it translates to people, so yeah. Yeah, I did. I took a hiatus from rhyming, probably like around 2009 or so. What happened was I was doing a project. I had a project in 2005, Mr. Move Something, which is like my most pivotal project until this current project. I was doing a lot of work with that, and my crew, SPP Waxworks, Storm Priest, Poem Seeds, we had a little crew album, 2006, 2007. I was working on an album in 2008 called the Ozone Project. Me and Unknown, I was working at Omega Studios in Rockville at the time. doing stuff. And I just, I was getting fed up with a lot of industry stuff at the time and kind of being lazy about the project. We had recorded some songs, I had mixed a few. I usually really stickler about backing stuff up, but I was really being lazy about stuff. And I had my hard drive on the ISO booth. And over the weekend, I left, I didn't have to work. I came back because it was a school as well. So I was a teacher. I used to teach MIDI and Pro Tools and all that. So came back on a Monday, and some student had over the weekend, the project knocked the hard drive off the ISO booth and the firewire port was bent. And that was it. Like, no, and the disc got scratched. So I lost a lot of data. I lost pretty much half the album, most of the album. I only had like 4 songs I had mixed. And I was like, I'm done. And so that's what happens. If you're not feeling something, or wherever you are, the universe will feel that energy and push you further towards that place. And I was just in a space where I just wasn't feeling rhyming. So I backed off and kind of put that down, and I was just engineering. Like I said, I was working with Drew Hill, Ludacris, some gospel cats at the time, some R&B, other R&B, old R&B folks, that's with Angela Winbush and all those cats. So I strictly was engineering, and I was learning a lot. I was working with, like I said, people learning how to vocal produce, learning how, producers work with teams of writers. Like I had the guy Ricky Payton that was with BET would actually come in with a team of writers and cats who made beats and stuff like that. So it was, it was a learning period. And I pretty much backed off, and and I'm a purposeful artist, and I don't rhyme for the sake of riddling. You know what I mean? So I felt like for me to get back on the mic, I had to have something to say, and it had to be purposeful. And it wasn't until like the end of 2014 where the Manhood Project came to me, and what was going on with our men. It came to me, and I kind of reintroduced myself, and here I am. Yeah, we're still working the album. We're gonna be working the album all year, which is very uncanny. This is like, we're going against the norm. This is such a plug and play era now. It's, you don't get any longevity out of things now. People throw out stuff and they're on to the next, because there's the impatience of the internet and online working, and I disagree with that. I think that if you have a solid of enough offering and you plan it right and you execute it right, I think you can really, my plan is to work this project, and I've already started working this project last summer with Can't Lose the Soul. And my goal is to do 5 videos off the project. I'm 3 videos in. We have our next one scheduled in April, May, I think. So working this project, and we're gonna just keep it moving. I'm already working on new material after the album, new couple singles. We have my partner ADST doing some music that I'm on. I'm doing some engineering. I've gotten a lot of engineering work off the album, because how the album sounds sonically. So mixing for him, some other folks were doing work. And there's a lot of great stuff coming out of DC, the DC area, including Baltimore. There's just so much great music coming out. So we're just gonna keep offering. The response to the project and to the album has been phenomenal. So what it tells me is that people are starving for honest music and the type of music that we do. So it's about, okay, once you understand that, it's your responsibility as an artist to keep putting out that music and help balance and tip the scales, right, from what the media is doing and what the imagery and the media is projecting, to counteract that. Because we're great, and we have to keep showing, and doing what we do and letting our light shine. And, if they don't get it, they blinded by the light. And we say, what? That's stargazing. You're stargazing. Peace. I'd like to thank, first of all, everyone that's involved with the Manhood Project album, all the producers, Roddy Rod, Kev Brown, John Lane, Unknown, Choppy Chop, all the vocalists, my man Jay Hill, Nathaniel Starr, Deborah Bond, RBI, and the DJs, everybody that lended their talents to this project. And you know, the work, I'd like to thank my man, my media partner, ADST, that's doing this thing and helping us work everything. And of course, my family, my beautiful daughters, my wife, you know, and we're just gonna keep it moving, man. So we thank God for all the fans. There's a lot of love. We're getting hit a lot overseas as well. So yeah, man, yeah, I much appreciate it, and I take nothing for granted. So.
Hey guys, this is Ms. Ja from the Audio Infusion. If you like what you saw, make sure you click the subscribe button below. Thanks for watching.